G'day Patreon supporters, quick video for you guys because you guys basically keep this channel alive. Now I've got the, what is it, the Techone FPV900 flying wing. This is the center section, I've got it on the bench, I'm doing the build. A few things I've noticed which you'll get a heads up first. I noticed that it's got the mounting holes under here for common cameras, you know, your Swift and so forth. I'm putting a 16.9 Eagle in here because I've got one lying around, and this is the kind of model that I think will suit the 16.9 Eagle because we don't need the same up and down, we don't need the same height of vision, and it'll look quite nice, the panorama that we get out the front of this wing. I'm hoping, so I've put that in there. Now what I noticed was though, that the manufacturer could have done something really simple, like make some holes readily accessible here to get to the screws that tighten and release the tilt on the camera, because you can't, so you've got to take the sides off to put the camera in and mount that. It's a bit of a pain in the backside actually that you have to do that. It would be so much nicer if there was just a hole here so that you could get your screwdriver in and tighten the camera after you adjust the angle if you need to, whatever. A simple, tiny little thing, but obviously they didn't think of that. What a shame. Never mind. So yeah, that's got the FPV camera in there. I've put a D4R2 receiver down in here, which is all you need. It's only need 3 channels, of course, because it's just bank and yank and throttle. Another shortcoming I noticed on this thing, I mean, this is pitched as an FPV model, right? Yeah, no problems. So, and they have a 45 amp ESC in here, but it's an opto, doesn't have a voltage regulator, so they've tacked one on the back. Now, it might have been nice to keep that away from the heat of the ESC itself, but they've just whacked it on there and run a lead out. But this means there's no easy way to tap in to the voltage necessary to run your camera and your FPV transmitter. There should be another flying lead, which is basically the battery voltage, so you can whack that onto your thing, because they've run the lead for this UBEC here right up to the XT60 and it's all heat shrunk, so there's nowhere on here you can easily get access to the full battery voltage. So it means I'm going to have to either rewire the XT60 or, I don't know, yeah, I'm going to have to, or use a balance lead, which is no good at all. You don't want to mess around having to plug the balance lead in because you'll forget. So much nicer if you can just have the wire coming off the XT60, but they didn't do that, so I have to get my soldering iron out and my side cutters and start farting around. It's obvious that this is one of the things I've noticed with a lot of models coming out of China. The people who build them probably don't actually, or people who design them probably don't actually build them and fly them, because little tiny things like that can make quite a difference to the build. Having to get around and fart around and strip the whole thing down so you can mount the camera for a start, that's not a good thing. The other thing I had in mind was these little magnets here that hold the wing on. They'd fallen out on the front and were floating around the box just as well they hadn't disappeared. So I had to re-glue those, which is a bit of a shame. Apart from that, yeah, not much to report yet. I'm hoping to get this done so I can fly it tomorrow, which is Sunday New Zealand time, because the weather doesn't look too bad, so hopefully I can. I've done the wings, they were pretty straightforward. Not that impressed with the horn design because it doesn't have, it just has a vertical, it's made of fiberglass. You cut a slot, you push it into the wing and you CA it, which doesn't give it too much grip area because there's only a small tab actually that goes into the wing. So I will test it. I will test it. There's plenty of ways to improve these things. Maybe you tell me, is there an opportunity for a how to improve your model segment on RC Model Reviews? Taking stuff like this, which is, you know, it's okay, but it could be so dramatically improved with very little extra effort. Should we go back, some of the stuff that I've built and reviewed and tested, should I go back and say, how can I make it better? Maybe that would be a good series, actually. You tell me. Anyway, there you go. Just thought I'd bring you up to date on what's happening here on the bench. The other thing is that the RunCam 3s have arrived, so I'll be doing a draw very shortly of all the Patreon supporters, and one of you guys is going to win a RunCam 3. Woohoo! There you go. And just a reminder, RunCam asked me to remind you, they're not giving them away. I think they've got some that they're still selling, so that, you know, you can buy them if you go to the right place. And this isn't RunCam's idea, this is my idea, so they're not sort of giving them away because they can't sell them. So if you don't win one, go and buy one while you can, because, you know, they're going to be valuable, and they're a great little camera. That's it. Okay, there'll be some more videos coming up. I've got a lot of stuff on the bench, a lot of builds going on, so I'll try and keep you updated with this kind of stuff fairly regularly so you get a little bit of value for the money you pay, and I appreciate that. There you go. Thanks for watching. See you again soon. Thanks for your support.